according to Adam Schefter, the Philadelphia Eagles officially signed tackle Lane Johnson to a contract extension. Why that's the best news possible, and how will that impact Jalen Hurts' contract? Plus, the NFL has decided not to ban the Eagles' best play. But first, let's run it. Hi guys, Josh Davis here, and happy Friday. Please make sure to like and subscribe. We've got so much great content coming. Got a mock draft over the next several days. Going to be scouting on some different picks for potential guys. I know kind of the second and third, maybe even fourth round guys are question marks. I've been asked a lot, hey, will you be doing videos on those? We will. So make sure to like and subscribe. Turn the notifications on. You don't want to miss it. Huge news, incredible news. Waking up to it this morning, the Eagles have officially re-signed, or I guess extended, Lane Johnson. So take a look at the tweet. This was first by Adam Schefter, but he says here, Eagles are giving all-pro right tackle Lane Johnson a 1-year, $33.445 million contract extension, including $30 million guaranteed per source. He's now under contract through 2026. Johnson hasn't surrendered a sack the past 2 seasons, even playing last postseason with a torn adductor. That's incredible. Phenomenal news. Obviously, we know what Lane Johnson means to this team. And like Adam Schefter just mentioned in his tweet, the fact that he has not given up a sack in 2 seasons, over 2 seasons, it's what, week 10 of 2020? It's insane. This guy is unbelievable. So thumbs up for that signing and restructuring. But it's even more important. And so let's get into that here. You take a look at this article by Dave Zangaro of NBC Sports. It says, source, Eagles give Lane Johnson huge 1-year contract extension. So in the article, it says, quote, Johnson, 32, was already under contract through the 2025 season, but this adds 1 more year to his existing deal. While Johnson will be 33 for the 2023 season, he's still playing an extremely high level and was an All-Pro in 2022. This extension will lower Johnson's cap hit for the 2023 season. It was scheduled to be over $24 million, the highest on the team after the Darius Slay extension last week. The Eagles will likely pay out a significant portion of Johnson's $14.155 base salary in 2023 in a bonus to lower his cap hit. According to NFL Network's Mike Garofalo, Johnson's cap hit this season will be lowered by $9.4 million. Before this extension, Johnson was on the books for around $47 million over the next 3 seasons, around $44 million in base and $2.5 million in roster bonuses. Now he's owed roughly $80 over the next 4 with $30 million guaranteed money. The guaranteed money is what's typically most important to the player. And there you have it. And the article goes on to mention, obviously, again, how important he is, the different ramifications of this extension. A lot of times, like we've talked about on many other shows, you add an additional year to kind of make it a dummy year where you can cancel out of it or get out of it with not as much dead money. So thumbs up for this signing again. Howie, fantastic job. This is what we were waiting for, hoping to get the restructuring, but it saves roughly $10 million. And why that's very important is, as I think we all know, Jalen Hurts' contract has not been signed. So we're waiting to figure out what that extension is going to be. Remember, on a show earlier this week, we covered the fact that there have been negotiations and contract talks that have started back up. So although a deal didn't get done before the combine like Howie was hoping to get done with Jalen, the fact that talks are starting up, now you see this restructuring only means that a Jalen Hurts contract and an extension or a big deal is looming. So thumbs up for that too. So much good news here with this. Again, it creates a lot of extra space, but also the question becomes too, so what now? Like beyond Jalen Hurts' contract, what are we looking at from this side? What this does is it frees up, like I said, the $10 million. You also have A.J. Brown that needs to be the option picked up and Hassan Reddick. If those get picked up, it's another roughly $25 million that gets freed up in cap space. So $10 million from Lane, $25 million from those two. That's 35 plus you're already, based on the rough math on over the cap, about 10 million, 12 million already under the cap limit. So that's a ton of space freed up. And so I think this only speaks to, again, where we're headed with Jalen Hurts. So a deal will most likely get done. I know there's been reports that may drag on or kind of go post-draft, but wouldn't surprise me at all if Howie breaks the news or just kind of blows our mind and gets something done before the draft. So we'll see how this plays out. But again, let me know in the comments below. What do you guys think of this signing? This is fantastic news to me. Want to hear from you. The other thing that I wanted to mention too, and obviously this goes back to the Lane Johnson restructuring. Again, what does it free up? But I know on yesterday's show, we covered Keanu Neal had an official visit with the Eagles. That's a potential for a signing because, again, you're freeing up a lot of cap space here. But there's a lot of other free agents too that we could see. I know John Johnson is a safety from the Browns. There's Bobby Wagner that keeps getting thrown out there. I know Kevin Byard is a name that also everyone suggests, or hey, we should trade for him. We should try to figure out something. Yes, you've freed up a lot of cap space, but I don't know that that's a play that Howie's going to make, because again, he's trying to free up cap space to make a deal work and make sense with Jalen Hurts. And so while yes, it would be great to add some of these players of depth, I don't know that that's really who he's going to go with, because also you've seen he's taken a lot of these, like we've mentioned, low risk, high reward players that hopefully have and do have really a lot of upside if they can stay healthy. The other news, and this was good news as well, but the NFL Rules Committee was going to get together, and remember we've talked about a little bit of what rules are they going to try to outlaw, namely the QB sneak. Were they going to try to do anything? Is that going to be coming up for debate? But according to a report now, it's official. They will not be reviewing and they will not be banning the quarterback sneak, which is good news because obviously that is a very successful play. But take a look at the article. It says final rule proposal do not include prohibition on pushing ball carrier. So this is coming from Pro Football Talk. It says, quote, the rugby maul play will likely remain in place for 2023 and perhaps beyond. The full set of proposed rules changes for next week's annual meetings from teams and from the competition committee do not include a rule prohibiting teammates from pushing the ball carrier. Unless the owners do it on their own and at least 24 in all agree with the move, the play will continue to be fair game. Although the rule against pushing a ball carrier was scrapped in 2006, teams did not begin using it strategically on widespread basis until this season. The Eagles used it on numerous occasions in Super Bowl 57. New Broncos head coach Sean Payton has vowed to use the tactic aggressively if the rule remains on the books. End quote. The article, again, goes on to mention obviously how successful it was. We know the Eagles were 37 for 41. It was a phenomenal play, the best play you could argue. So many touchdowns, so many fourth down conversions, really short yardage positions. But this is fantastic news because, again, it's a football play. And I get the argument of, hey, it's not an aesthetically pleasing play. Sure, but football is a tough game. It's a very physical game, a competitive. There's a lot of power football that has to be played. There's a lot of finesse, sure, and there's lots of scoring and crazy plays and all that. But this is a part of the game. So I didn't like to see it being even potentially discussed as a ban. Yeah, maybe I'm a little bit biased because it is our best play, but still, it's not like any team can't go on there and easily copycat it. It's not like we're somehow making this only important or special for our team. So love to hear that. Thumbs up for the news there, but we'll definitely be seeing it. Maybe perhaps now are we going to see Fletcher Cox in the lineup? I know that Nick Sirianni in a press conference right before the Combine had mentioned he had kind of lied or maybe joked to Fletch that they'll get him out on play. Obviously with Fletch returning, now you've got this as a potential for next season. We'll see. It'd be very fun and exciting to see if Fletch is included in that mix and what that would look like. Lastly, wanted to get into the Ezekiel Elliott news. Yesterday's show covered it quite a bit. If you didn't catch it, go back there. I make the argument in the case that Ezekiel Elliott coming here should be or would be terrible. I don't think that's any good news at all. But Ezekiel Elliott, obviously, he said he wanted to be to the Eagles. He would love to be joining Philly. He followed a lot of Philly players on social media, but the rumors at first were that, oh my gosh, the Eagles may be signing him, they may be looking at him, but then reports started to come out that the Eagles are not interested in Ezekiel Elliott, or basically they said right now we're very content with the running backs room. So we'll keep you posted, monitoring this situation. I don't think it's likely based on the reports that we're going to see Ezekiel Elliott being pursued by Howie Roseman, but let me know in the comments below, do you think that that's a mistake? Should he be pursuing Zeke harder than what we see in the reports here? So we'll be sure to keep you posted on all the latest breaking news. Again, please make sure to like and subscribe. Lots of draft content, lots of coverage, scouting on potential players, targets that we should be going after, so we'll be sure to have all that for you. Appreciate you joining as always. Until next time, I'm Josh Davis, and this has been the Philly Special.